With over 1,000 companies reporting this week, I decided to take a look at a handful of investors' favorites. You know who they are. Some of them are FANG, which have reported mostly, again, last week, but we're getting a few FANG names, plus other fan favorites, as I like to call them, going this week. So let's dive right in and see who these investor favorites are. First one is one of the FANG stocks. It's the last one to report, and it's Facebook. Yeah, Facebook has had a good run here. It's beat 8 quarters in a row, and shares are at these 5-year highs, as you can see. So Facebook, definitely, people are going to be looking at the advertising revenue here, and I'm going to be looking at what some of its subsidiary type companies are doing, like Instagram. To me, that's where a lot of the big growth story still remains. So I'll be interested to see what they say about that. In full disclosure, I do own Facebook in my own private portfolio, as I'm sure many of you do too. That's why it's an investor favorite. But this is the big name going, or at least one of them, going this week. Then we're going to get another one that is an investor favorite, but the track record isn't quite so good. As you can see with Tesla, it basically has an awful record, but nobody cares, or at least they haven't cared until recently. So we'll see going into this quarter if the earnings miss or beat matters, but really it's about number of cars being made and what the outlook looks like, the guidance, those kinds of things with this type of company. Investors are willing to shrug off the earnings here for actual growth going into the future with actual auto sales. So we'll see. One thing that you can see in the next earnings chart is that sometimes investors do sour on the growth story, and that has been the case with SHAK since its 2015 IPO. A lot of bullishness with this one, a lot of investors buying in, and it hasn't missed since that IPO. So this is a great track record, but investors are focusing on same-store sales, which is the key index for the restaurant group. And some of their older stores now are struggling a little bit more than the new opens. That has investors a little bit worried here. And as you can see, the shares are stuck in this narrow trading range for the last 2 years. So can one of these earnings beats and the guidance they give actually bust it out? We're going to see this quarter. Then we're going to have one of the FANG of China. So Alibaba, one of the big names, even in the US and overseas. It only has the 2 misses since its huge, massive IPO in 2014. Shares are near those all-time highs, so there's a lot of pressure on this one, price for perfection. But like Facebook, I'm going to be watching some of its subsidiary businesses, like the Alipay, that's expanding outside of China into places like India to see what the growth trajectory looks like there. And then we're going to get one of the biggest names of the week as well. Really an investor favorite is Apple. They've only missed twice in the last 5 years. They've really turned it around in terms of the earnings beat or miss. They are just a huge cash-generating juggernaut, basically. And those shares are trading near the 5-year highs again. So a lot of people will be watching this one to kind of wind down the week on these investor favorite type of stocks. And I'll be tuning in as well to see if they can do it again and to see what kind of cash hoard they have now. So those are just a few of the big investor names, the favorites that are going this week. I know many of you own them in your own personal portfolio, so you're going to be wanting to keep an eye on all of them, as well as the other 1,000 stocks, 1,000 companies that are reporting as well this week. We have everything covered for you here on Zacks.com with the earnings, misses, and beats. And we're covering the options over on Zacks Live Trader on YouTube. So be sure to go over to YouTube, check out Zacks Live Trader. It's now free. So subscribe to see Dave over there talking about all the options trades on a lot of these, because I know a lot of you are trading the options and want to know kind of what to do with those. So be sure to tune in over there, and I'll see you again next time.